Hey everybody. So for today's adventure, we are at the Quiverheart Gorge Nature Preserve. This is the newest nature preserve by the Arc of Appalachia, and this just opened to the public on Friday. So clearly the word has gotten out because this is the parking lot. As you can see, this thing is jam-packed. I've never seen this many cars at a nature preserve
in a long time.
yeah, not in a long time, and probably for good reason, because we've seen some pictures that the folks that have worked on this have put together, and it looks pretty impressive. So we're gonna try to do one or two of the trails today and take some of the video from our experience. Hope you stick around and check it out with us. So when we heard about this preserve opening up, we're pretty excited because this is really close to home, and we are just literally just a few feet away from the parking lot, and you can see that there's a really cool waterfall right here. So we're expecting great things from this trail. Okay, so we came to this part of the trail, and clearly we're going to come up on some cliffs here pretty soon. Okay, one thing we just discovered with the signage here is that the Quiverheart Falls Trail, which is the one that we are wanting to do today, is a looping trail, and that's by far our favorite because it's so much better than the in and out trails that we're accustomed to going on. And we've already seen from up above the waterfall. We're going to show it to you in just a minute. Okay, so now at the base of the Quiverheart Gorge, and I don't know if this waterfall has an actual name, but this is the only thing that we see on this trail. This is absolutely spectacular. What a beautiful, beautiful waterfall. Who knew that we had something so awesome so close to home? Okay, so we've now come up to the top of the ridge from where we were at the waterfall. So far, the trail seems to be in pretty good shape. It's a little muddy in spots, but that's to be expected on a brand new trail. But as you can see from where I'm standing, we are literally on top of a cliff. Hence the dangerous cliff signs that they had before. And the interesting thing about that is that one kind of sticks out like the head of an animal, and it has trees growing off the top of it. So that's really, really crazy. Pretty wild and pretty awesome thing to see. This is just one of the many areas that we've seen along the trail, and that's pretty awesome. It's very tempting to go down there, but that's a pretty sheer drop off right there. So I'm going to stick up here on the trail because I don't do heights very well, but that's pretty awesome. Okay, so when we came up over the top of this ridge line, as I'm walking through it, I'm looking down. I see this patch right here where I can see light through the rock. So I came down to check it out a little bit closer, and it looks like this rock is all solid together there in the middle. Looks like that's probably been eroded out by water. So we have an arch here in the Quiverheart Preserve. Now, I don't know if this has an official name or not, but I would just call it the Quiverheart Arch since it's right here on the trail. But I wasn't expecting to see any arches today. But what do you know? What an awesome thing to see on the trail. Waterfall and an arch so far? Heck yeah, I'm sold. This is an awesome trail.
So I am on Quiverheart Trail, and we just found, I think, another arch. I'm actually inside of it, but here's the outside of it, and I'm gonna pan around, and there's how I got in. I totally think this is an arch. I totally think this is so cool. Right there, I mean, that's a drop off, but I'm inside this. I had to crawl through, but I'm pretty sure, I don't even know if they want us doing this, but I had to come see this. I think it's another arch, and I think they should need to know that so they can name it.
Coming along the top of the trail, we now see another cliff outface here, and a tree growing out the top of it, just hanging on. It's like, and it's grown to be pretty tall. It's like, and the root structure goes right into the rock and right down the side of the rock of the cliff face, and there is absolutely nothing down below it. Absolutely wild. So we're on this little lookout here at Quiverheart, and if you look down, you kind of see the lay of the land. Down at the base of this cliff are some pretty huge boulders down there. So pretty rocky area down at the base. But we're hoping that at some point that we're going to make it down to the lower part of the gorge area. But the cliff section has been very, very amazing, very cool to see. Okay, but the only negative thing I have to say about Quiverheart is that along the trail, there's quite a few of these private property, no trespassing signs, and it's kind of ominous looking, but you know, I mean, the trail is clearly marked, so people that are out here to enjoy the nature preserve, they're not going to go rampaging through somebody else's property through there. At least I wouldn't think so. There's really no reason to. All it is a forested area. There's nothing really to see through there. So I could live without the signs, but hey, you know, it is what it is. We finally found the stairwell for the decline down into the gorge area, so we're on our way down there now. Hopefully not going to bust our butt because it's pretty muddy. Okay, so the trail we are showing you up from above now kind of is winding down below through this area, and it's just kind of a little crazy section. I just told Jeannie this kind of looks like a cemetery of boulders because of how they're just so randomly sparsed out amongst each other. Yeah, it doesn't even look like they've even come off of the cliffside. I mean,
it looks like a giant was playing with rocks and just put them anywhere, and that's where they're at.
Or just like slung them over the top of off of the cliffs. But pretty neat thing to see though in person. So we came across this huge rock here on the trail, and there is an opening down inside here. Pretty good size. I mean, you could easily crawl through that. Definitely over 3 feet. So, thing if it is, it's like, can't really tell. I mean, it kind of looks like it's part of the same rock, but it could also be some just rocks like jammed in there on top. So I'm not really sure if this is truly an arch, but it kind of looks like one. Still, pretty cool thing to see out on the trail if you come to this trail. Okay, so coming through on the trail, we've come across this huge triangular rock. Jeannie is standing at the base of it just for size comparison. You can see just how tall this thing is. Now, we did a hike last year down in Red River Gorge, down in the Coppers Creek area. And there's a pretty famous one down there that they call Triforce. And I think this one might be taller than that one. I mean, this is like a pretty huge triangular shaped rock, and pretty impressive to see. Plus there's like a limestone wall covered in moss kind of around the base of it. It almost looks like it was built, but I think this is just a natural rock formation. We're now at the base of the Quiverheart Trail, and we found our second small little like cascading waterfall that comes through here. I don't think anybody would consider that a waterfall, but it's very pretty. Really nice thing to see. And the trail kind of goes right over the top of this. Right over the top of those rocks. Through there. So can't really miss it on the way down, but absolutely beautiful. And we just found the third waterfall today. So we're coming down through the bottom area of the Quiverheart Trail, and we've now seen another little rapid or little small waterfall. Now this section of the trail down through here,
Muddy.
it is extremely muddy, and there are some sections that are very, very slippery. It's almost like they could almost use like a little ballast or something on the trail just for that area until until at least the mud dries up, or do something to kind of firm it up a little bit. I think even some leaves over that part of the trail might give it more traction, but yeah, there's some parts down here that are super, super muddy and very slippery, at least today. So we're still coming through the base of this Quiverheart Gorge trail, and you can see the sun shining on the face of the cliffs, and that's where the trail goes over the top of on the first part of the trail. But just to look back and see that, it's pretty amazing. So coming along down to the bottom of this gorge, this video probably won't do it much justice, but the rock face of these cliffs down here almost has like a bluish hue to it when the sun is beating on it. So it's really sharp to see when you're coming on the back side of this trail. Definitely
especially with the sun hitting it right now.
yeah, it's really nice. It's cool. So we're coming up to the bottom of this trail, and the trail winds around and takes us up to this awesome rock shelter. This thing is massive, easily as big as the one we saw yesterday that they called the Great Cave.
Oh,
but the difference is that the trail goes right through this one. So
pretty cool.
yeah, cool thing to see.
So this is so peaceful under here that I can see myself just sitting in one of those rocks down there, just sitting here and listening, because, I mean, just listen. It's so relaxing. I could stay here for a little bit.
This is so peaceful down here. So we've made it back to the top of the trailhead, and here's another look of the main waterfall. Hey everybody, so we just got done with the Quiverheart Falls Trail, and figured that it was a little like 2.35 miles or something like that. The trail says it's 2 miles, but we could kind of like dig around a little bit. We didn't go off the trail too much. It's like we're pretty much on the main trail, but
right.
Still, I guess little extra things added a little bit on there. But the trail itself is really awesome, and even though the parking lot is like jam-packed with people, we really didn't
Not that many people that
we didn't really come into contact with too many people on the trail today. It's like we pretty much had it to ourselves for the most part. This place, we were talking about it off camera, and this kind of reminds me of like some of the trails that we've been on in Red River Gorge.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it has,
Especially at the bottom of the gorge. It reminds me a lot of it.
I mean, it has, especially like in that Copper's Creek area. I mean, it has huge rocks and cliff lines and waterfalls and a couple arches. And there's a really cool rock shelter that you go through. So, I mean, overall, I mean, this is a really cool trail, and what a nice thing for people that live in Adams County and the surrounding areas to come experience. If you can't get down to the gorge, you definitely want to experience this Quiverheart Nature Preserve. This is fantastic. That's about all for this adventure. So hope you enjoy our video, and if you like our video, please give us a like and subscribe. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.